So Evelyn, you're coming from a good place. That's what you're saying regarding Jennifer. You're coming from a good place. Okay, let's talk about it.
Welcome to the Asia Esterak Hour, where film meets conspiracy and pop culture gets a reality check. From sharp recaps to sci-fi theories and media deep dives, Asia Esterak serves it unfiltered. Let the binge begin.
All right, welcome back to the Asia Esterak Hour. I'm Asia Esterak. Forgive me, I've been a little sick. I'm a little nauseous, but we're going to power through. All right, Basketball Wives, Season 12, Episode 2. Or is it 3? It's 2. So we pick up right where we left off with them at that dinner. Evelyn screaming at Jennifer, telling her, you won't be able to walk the streets. You keep bringing up my daughter. I mean, she's right. She shouldn't be bringing up her daughter, but I also feel like they're in the middle of battle. In war and battle, there are no rules. And if somebody chooses to go low and bring up your kid, then that just shows their character. And she's done it before, so are you surprised? But my thing is, you've been coming for her this whole time. And what's crazy is, Jennifer's right though. She's like, I wouldn't be bringing this up if you didn't keep bringing my situation up. I'm not talking about you, so why do you keep talking about me? Which, yeah, listen, we all know Jennifer's delusional. Especially in the scene after this, or after this, where she's at the spa with Jackie and Brandy. Jennifer is in delusional land. She's staying there. She loves it there. She got a house there. You know what I mean? She's married there. Jennifer is going to do what she's going to do. It is what it is. It's giving, I have no storyline. I'm trying to deflect. Once again, Evelyn, I hope that this is not all you talk about all season, because this is ridiculous. It seems like ever since you returned back to the show, every season is some sort of storyline involving someone else's issue that's none of your business. The only thing I'll give her is when she was yelling at Jennifer, she was like, this is your third scammer. I mean, she's right. Like I said, Jennifer gives off victim energy, but she also doesn't give off the right energy to attract quality. You're too materialistic. There's not enough substance there, and I think that's why she keeps attracting what she's attracting. But at this point, she ain't listening to you, Evelyn. And my thing is, so at one point she says that she says in her confessional that she was coming from a good place. How? How are you coming from a good place when you never pulled her aside to express how you felt about Christian? The only time she learned how you actually felt was at that reunion with the hot mic moment. So this whole we've been friends for whatever, you guys have been fake ass friends for God knows how long. And now you guys have turned on each other and everybody knows everybody's business. Jennifer came with the jugular when she came at the jugular when she talked about your daughter and basically your parenting skills and what was going on in the house in Miami. Yeah, it was all fucked up. All fucked up. So for you to think you guys could ever be like cool again is crazy. I would know, oh, okay, well that's the type of timing that she's on. Clock it. But now it's like you're just obsessed with her. And the reality is you do have a lot going on in your personal life. You didn't want her to bring up that shit, not only because it isn't a good light on Shanice, it's not a good light on you either. And that's the real tea. We're all human. We want to protect our image and all that. It is about to start storming like a motherfucker outside. Oh my God. Please don't let the power go off. Anyway, let me hurry up. So anyway, it's just like, it's funny because the reality is Evelyn and Jennifer are both wrong. You guys are both wrong. Jennifer getting on the internet trying to make it a black woman issue when in actuality, you were a shithead too. You know what I mean? So to me, everyone's getting their karma at the moment. But at the same time, like Evelyn, get a fucking storyline. Like, stop. And if Jennifer wants to be delusional, which she pretty much said in that damn spa with Jackie and Brandy, And I think Brandy clocked it and was like, I'm gonna lay off. Like, you can't. She's drank the Kool-Aid. She's in delusional land. She lives there now. Let her stay until something major happens. It is what it is. It is what it is. All we can do as the audience is sit back and watch. Hopefully she'll learn one day, because Evelyn said a mouthful when she said this is her third scammer. So we jump over to Brittany real quick, which is basically a scene to introduce the new chick. Her name is Denise. She's friends with Brittany Renner. She used to go out with Lonzo Ball. They have a daughter together, and I guess now they just co-parent. Seems like a nice lady. Don't really know her like that yet. Brittany, I'm gonna jump real quick. I want to talk about Brittany Renner for a minute. So Brittany is on this new journey, spiritual journey. And in this scene, she's talking about how she's, she hasn't been dating, and basically her dating profile was Instagram. And that's where she met like 90% of the men. And she, I guess, met this matchmaker who specializes in matchmaking for Muslim men and women, which is great. Here's my thing about that. I respect Brittany going on this journey of trying to be a better human being, a better person, and ground herself. I definitely respect that. But I cannot help, it is not lost on me that you're still on this journey of self. You know what I mean? And I feel like focusing on dating and trying to get a man, she keeps talking about getting a husband. There's nothing wrong with wanting that, but I feel like you're on a new spiritual journey. You're reworking new stuff. And I just don't know if focusing on getting a man right now should be the right focus. I'm not being judgmental. This is just my point, my vantage point. This is what I'm seeing. And, but I could be totally wrong. I respect what she's doing, but I just feel like you seem like you're on a good path. I don't know what's going on with the Kevin Gates situation, but it all seems to be positive. I don't know. So, but I don't know Brittany Renner that well. I do know her backstory, but she ain't no dumb. She's not a dummy. And I think she knows that. And I think she may even, the vibe that I get off of her is that she feels some type of way about her past. And I don't get positive, cushy, warm, fuzzy feelings about her past. Hence all this new stuff happening. So my thing is, focus on you right now. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Brittany, you'll probably never ever see this, but focus on you. When you're focusing on yourself and making sure your core and your temple and your foundation is better, that right person is going to come along. They're going to come to you. You won't have to go to a matchmaker. They're going to show up for you. But anyway, I like Brittany. Good for her. I hope things continue to get better for her. All right, so we meet up with Jackie and Chantel, basically to talk about her event. Chantel calls Jackie out and tells her, why would you bring that up? You knew that Evelyn and Jennifer weren't vibing, and it just was a dimmer on the whole event. Jackie, it was coming from a good place. That must be the theme of this episode, that particular phrase. That was a little funny. They, of course, dive more into Chantel and her whole boundaries with Jackie. So anyway, across town, Jen and Ming Lee are meeting up. First of all, Ming Lee's wig that she was wearing, the haircut, it was so cute. The color, it was gray right here, and then it gradually went to a lighter, a medium brown. Beautiful. She looked great. So they're talking about her and Ty's relationship and how they're friends, but it's complicated. Ming brings up the fact that Ty told her, this is going to sound crazy. Ming brings up the fact that Ty told her, that Evelyn told her, that Brandy told Evelyn that she thinks Ty's cute. So here's what's crazy about that. So Ming is telling Jennifer this. Jennifer's like, what? Jennifer's in her confessional throwing shade. Corny, obvious shade, but it was shade. Saying Brandy thinks Ty's cute. She went from the NBA to the WNBA. I would think that would have been Evelyn. Very on the nose. Who wrote you that corny ass read? Because that was a corny read. Funny but corny. But anyway, so Ming, this is what gets me. So Ming she's saying to Jennifer, she was actually taking that seriously. Like she felt some type of way. She clearly likes that girl. But she's like, do you think Ty brought that up to make me jealous? And I'm thinking, well, clearly you are. You're asking about it. I'm like, Brandy don't want Ty. She said she was cute, but she don't really want her. Come on. So across town, Brandy and Ty are meeting up, and they end up having these two click very well. They end up having an in-depth conversation about having kids, and obviously the whole Ming Lee thing. Just Brandy actually asked Ty, if you did, even though you guys are friends, if you were to date somebody else, would Ming be upset? Ty's like, I think she would be. I think she would be too. I think she would be too. But they had their scene where they discussed their friendship. Ming wants to be a friend, have all the benefits without having sex, and Ty's like, no, because you get all the benefit and I get nothing out of it. So they're at an impasse. They clearly still like each other, so it'll be interesting to see what the resolve of that will be. But one more thing I want to add about Ming and her issue with Ty and Brandy that will probably get brought up at the reunion because she's going to be mad. Brandy and Ty, when they're at that store discussing, just relating to each other and talking about having children, Ty says she wants to have at least one. Brandy wants to have more kids, but she can't naturally. They end up going to a doctor to talk about IVF, which I think overwhelmed Ty a little bit. But I'm sure Ming is going to feel some type of way about that, for sure. All right, so the last scene, Jennifer and Brandy meet. They meet up and, gets rights to the shits. So this situation with Brandy and Ming, for some strange reason, is growing legs. So Jennifer mentions to Brandy how she hung out with Ming. And Ming had mentioned when she was talking to Jennifer earlier how she didn't like how Brandy had made a comment about her paying to get her makeup done when Brandy did it herself. So VH1, of course, flashed back to that conversation in the back of some van. And it seemed like Brandy was being a little shady, because Ming paid to get her makeup done. And Brandy's like, well, I did mine on my own. And she was like, I think she said she made a little shady comment like TikTok is for free. That was a little weird. So I can understand Ming being annoyed by that, and now hearing that she said Ty was cute, that probably annoys her too. Jennifer relays that back to Brandy, who was kind of like, so I can't mention makeup or mention somebody being cute. She was like, I feel like she's reaching. It is a reach. I hope it doesn't. It seems like it's starting to grow tiny little legs. So hopefully them legs get chopped off. Hopefully I'm wrong. So of course they talk about the whole Evelyn thing. And Jennifer calls out Brandy. She's like, I feel like you're not moving right. She needs to leave. We all don't. She goes, you don't like to discuss your husband. Other people don't want to discuss what's going on in their household. And I don't want to discuss my husband. So stop bringing my stuff up. Which she's right. She's like, I didn't say anything until it was brought to me. Brandy's like, you know what? You're right. I receive it. I'm sorry. I'm going to stay out of it. Because Jennifer's whole thing is just get out of it. Get out of the middle. Stay out of it. And she's right. And the best thing Brandy can do, since she's cool with both of them, is to stay out of it. But Brandy did express that she didn't like her bringing up the whole Shanice thing. Jennifer don't give a damn. She was like, take it up with Jesus. So, anyway, they talk about the whole marriage thing. I don't know why they're making a big deal out of it. My parents got married out of the country. And of course, it's not legal if you're a U.S. citizen. So when they came back to the U.S., they had their U.S. wedding. So my parents actually have 2 anniversaries. I don't know why Jennifer just wouldn't explain it like that. She explains it and makes it seem nefarious. But yeah, so Jennifer's having her U.S. wedding in Vegas. And, mentioned they're inviting a small amount of people. Brandy's like, am I going to get invited? She's like, I don't know, because of the way you've been moving. But she ends up inviting her. So next week is going to be very interesting. Basketball Wives is off to an interesting start. I'm curious to see how the rest of this season goes. We'll see. Thanks for watching.